Come on in, Jamie. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you. My dad's always taught me you should sit down with your boss every quarterly and have a bit of a chat, make sure I'm, on the right path, mate.
Good idea. It's a good idea.
We got a, bit of an agenda for us to run through here, mate.
Jesus. It is official.
It's all happening. It's all happening.
Is this a highlighted bit? Is this what?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, the quarterly report.
Oh, I'll fire away. Let's do it.
First event, well, I suppose this is one that I can sort of handle. First event's done. I suppose this is the quarterly review. So we've sort of had the one event so far at Sydney. First one's done.
How'd you go?
Yeah, it was okay. A couple of shootouts was cool, probably the highlight for me. But there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A bit more than what I'm used to. Obviously, 300k races were massive compared to 30 minutes. But yeah, overall, decent weekend. Pretty hard racing out there. I think that's the biggest difference, though, isn't it? Like you see from the Super 2, you sort of got your handful up the front, but there's 24 of the guys in supercars. So
mate, I thought you did a good job. Although it was a tough weekend, as far as weather went. Going in Sydney Motorsport Park. Thing is, all the main series drivers had been there 4 weekends in a row, just the end of last year, So if there's one track where everyone's going to be completely up to speed, it was there. So to roll in wet conditions, I thought a couple of shootout runs, second row of the grid.
Yeah.
And the old boys are going to give it to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they're going to. Unfortunately, you start with no respect, and you have to gain that respect as you go along. So, I thought the battles you had with Cam and Davo, they needed to be have. Of course, you don't go and turf anyone off, but you held your own, which is what you do, and show you're not there making the numbers up.
Yeah, exactly.
You're there to have a dip. So
no, it was cool.
Good job.
To be honest, I think the coolest thing for me was race 2, like running second with Brody, battling for the lead.
Yeah.
That's, the stuff you dream about. You're always thinking about trying to battle for race wins. So being up in the mix was pretty cool. But
So I'm keen to hear the difference between Super 2 and main game. Like, when did you travel down there, on the Tuesday or something? Was it?
Yeah, it was a big week.
Massive
week. Very big week.
Yeah.
There is a lot. Like, you can talk about the racing for you want. The cars are different, crews a little bit different, but I think the best thing for me is it's sort of the same group of people. I'm in the workshop all the time. It's I'm seeing all the other guys, and they're still there on the weekend.
Yeah.
Got Marty, who's come along as my engineer. So there's plenty of things that are similar, but it's pretty fancy being at the front of pit lane.
Yeah. It's always a luxury.
Yeah, no,
we've got to make sure we stay there.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's very different. Funny thing I noted, like getting from the pits to the truck got a bit harder after every session. There was more and more people coming, but got our own chef, got a different truck codes, big debriefs. There's a lot of stuff happening that we're sort of not used to in Super 2 land, but I feel like being thrown right up the front of the pit lane where all the stuff's happening. So it's it's cool. It's the stuff that I want to do, obviously, but there's plenty of differences.
But how'd you go getting through the week? Because as you say, it's a massive week that it doesn't get shown. People watch the telecast on the weekend and see qualifying and then a couple of races, but you'd been there from like the Monday, Tuesday before, so there's a lot that's gone on beforehand. I remember I used to be quite fatigued even getting to the weekend because you'd had a big 3 or 4 days. But how'd you feel? Was you enjoying it? Did you enjoy all the? It's probably young. It's probably new and fresh.
Yeah.
So you enjoying the lead up?
Yeah, I enjoy talking to the media and stuff like that. But I think the first time you do it's always going to be the one to remember. So going to Fox and doing all the studio shoots and that sort of stuff, you see it on TV and you just think it happens, but there's days of, filming and doing stuff like that. I love that. But as you said, it was a big week. Get there Tuesday, through all the press on track Friday, and then we had a ride day Monday, and then I was straight to Phillip Island to drive the GT. So there was a few short hours of sleep in those nights, but it's been good. Had a little bit of time off and reset, ready to go.
Sleep when you're dead.
Exactly. No time for it now. Rightio, next on it, Quinny's first podium. I suppose you can.
Yeah, Quinny's first podium. Yeah, that was cool. It was actually a really good moment. Race 1, SVG's had the big win. We put in a good performance, and although myself, Quinny, and Jet, we're confident people. There's a lot of momentum that RD set, so we're always going to be competitive round 1, but being a new environment, there's always that risk element.
Yeah.
There's always that question in the back. It doesn't matter how confident you are. There's always that question in the back of your mind. If you hold a party, is anyone going to rock up? You know what I mean? So we've started the team fresh beginning. Are we going to be competitive?
Yeah.
So to get that first win. We all had a bit of a moment walking down pit lane to walk up to the podium. So I thought it was quite fitting to get Quinny up on the podium, and he enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I was actually speaking to him the other day. I was out at the Superbikes and stuff like that and had a chat to him out there. He said the last 5 laps were very nerve-wracking for him. Yeah. You know, he was just hoping everything was going to hold on because it was obviously a pretty good start to the year for the team.
Yeah. So felt good. Felt good to get a win, get a result, and now we're on to that weekly grind.
Yeah, exactly.
Making sure we stay there and be competitive.
I suppose nearly going back to your point, biggest differences though. For me, the last few years, it's been like nearly 6 months between races.
Yeah.
It's awesome to, being so repetitive and racing all the time. That's something that's, going to be awesome for me this year.
By the time you debrief one, you're pretty much straight into the
next. Get on the plane and go to the next place.
Yeah. She's a full-time gig. Yeah. Oh, so what's the third question?
Wow.
How am I going as a boss? Well, you tell me.
Doing good, mate.
How are we going?
Well, this is the time to debrief from it. I think it's been good. I think it's, I suppose at the moment there hasn't been a whole lot of change, which, handing over from RD, I think you've done a good job so far. First quarter's done.
Yep.
Got through the first round, all good.
Yep.
But man, we got a long year to go. I suppose the biggest difference is for you, like going from a driver to a boss, it must be. Yeah,
it is different. There was, no doubt there will be times during the year where I'll be wishing I was in the car. I'm like, oh, gee, I wish I was out there having a go. And once the battles are happening and it's all going on in a race and I'm sitting on the sideline, I'm sure that moment will hit me. But I must admit, it didn't hit me at Sydney Motorsport Park. When it was bucketing down with rain at a place that we'd been to so much, I was quite happy being on the outside, watching you guys in the arena, just trying to kill each other to get to the end, And I've done that for 18 years, so it doesn't matter how good your job is. This job is one of the best jobs in the world. We're 0.01% of the population that we've turned our hobby into our profession. We're so grateful to be in that small minority. But after a long time of doing something for a while. It's a long way for you, but after a long time, you need a change and a new challenge. So, no, the new challenge has been good. I haven't done anything silly. It'd be stupid to come in here and try and reinvent the wheel and change something that is quite a well-oiled machine. So, for me, a lot of listening, a lot of eyes wide open, seeing what everyone's strengths and weaknesses are, and no doubt I'll put my mix on Triple Eight as time progresses. But right now, it's not unsettling the ship. We're a well-oiled machine that needs to keep progressing moving forward. Yeah, and I suppose on that, it's been a pretty busy start, Gen 3, obviously. A lot of changes happening with that as well at the moment, along with, going racing week to week. So. Yeah, it's split shifts going on. They've got the main game. Obviously, Super 2 is unbelievably important to us. We've massively expanded the R&D manufacturing facility down the road. GT program has exploded. But then in the background, we've got Gen 3.
There's a lot happening, isn't there?
Absolutely, we need to be competitive this year in our current cars and make sure that we get the results we need. But then there's 20 or 30% of our vision is on next year's car as well. Because if we didn't concentrate on that, we won't be competitive next year. So there's a lot going on. Good old RD, he's sort of just gone boom and handballed it across to me. There you go, mate. Good luck with that. But no, honestly, really enjoying the challenge, enjoying how much is involved, and we're just going to try to do, like what we always do, try to do everything well and see if we can maximise our performances this year, but then make sure we hit the ground running next year. Yeah, that'll be cool.
3. On that Gen 3 thing, like it's cool because F1's just brought in their new cars and everything. You see the first race of the weekend, big mix-up. It just shows, how much you need to put the work in now to make sure that we do hit the ground running next year.
Yeah, I think as a sport, you need to keep changing and keep evolving. If you do the same thing all the time, then it becomes repetitive. It's almost like it's like any role, So everyone keeps asking, what's the best format? What should we do? Should we just race street tracks, or should we just do long races or short races or anything? I think the answer is to keep it change, keep it variable, keep changing it up, keep going to new locations. And we've had the current product since 2013. So it's time that we update that product. It's a little bit outdated. It's evolved, but it's time for a new product. And as you say, I've got no doubt it'll do same as F1. I think the same culprits will still be there, but it's massively shaking the whole field up, which is exactly what we need. Like I was more pumped to watch round 1 of F1 this year than I was the year before. You know, because you just absolutely had no idea what the results were going to be. So, it's really good.
I think it's going to be pretty cool next year. But on to the most serious question we got on our list here.
Okay.
A tricky one for you, considering you don't have one, but who's got the better TikTok account out of myself, SVG's just started one, or the team?
Well, I must admit, I don't really know what TikTok is, to be honest. Like, it comes up on the internet every now. I'm scrolling the web, and here we go. It's got TikTok, but I actually don't know what it is. So, tell me. What is TikTok? Is this some sort of MySpace, or what's going on?
It's hard to actually explain it. It's another like social platform, but it's taken off the last few years. So the team has done a fantastic job in making sure they're by far, I think, the leading team. That's doing it. They're doing a great job.
So
millions of viewers.
Do we? We've got a good account, do we?
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of followers.
I've been wondering what's been going on. There's 3 people in commercials sitting there. I'm like, what the hell are these people doing all day?
One of the actual most viewed TikToks on the account is you driving the truck. I think it got over 1 million views.
Must have been a slow news day that day, watching me drive the truck.
Nah, it's cool. I'm using it as well as much as I can, try and get a bit of a following out there, a bit of a different audience.
Is it just for young people, or is there...
I mean, you could jump on it.
Old bastards like me on there as well?
There's literally, the best thing about it is there's everything. You go from watching an F1 car to a monkey doing a backflip. Like, it's...
But is it one of those things where the more you watch, the dumber you get, or no? Or you can actually get some value out of it?
Oh, you can. You find a lot of products on there. You're like, how cool would that look?
Yeah, okay.
There is a lot of cool stuff up on there, but you do get into bed at night and get stuck on there for about an hour scrolling through. So you gotta be pretty careful with it.
Sometimes I haven't been on TikTok, but from what I'm hearing, sometimes I get on those things and just after 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm getting dumber here. Like it's robbing my brain capacity. I've got to quickly get off and get back to what's going on out in the real world. Okay. Oh well, I might have a crack.
Might have to have a go. We'll get in on some trends.
Yeah. I might learn something. Yeah, which is good.
Exactly. Right. What's RD been up to?
What's RD been up to? Well, RD, he come out at the end of last year, said I'm done. Don't think I'm still going to be around. I'm not. Well, he was lying. He's still massively around. Like, he's in the workshop every second day. He wants to know what's going on with Main Game Super 2. He loves his GT. He was down at the first round at Phillip Island a few weeks back. He's massively involved. He's a racer at heart. Loves motorsport. It's in his blood. And to be honest, we're grateful that he's around.
Yeah.
We don't want RD to disappear because he's a wealth of knowledge. And he's somebody that we need here as long as possible. So RD's always going to have his place here, and hopefully we can set him up in a desk for many years to come, and he can help steer the ship. Yeah, no, it is good to still see him floating around. Good, obviously big involvement in GT at the moment, which is cool as well. Yep. No. He loves his GT, especially he loves going to Asia as well. Yeah. Something about I don't know if it's the food or what's going on. He loves going to Asia, so. He'll be all over the Asian GT Championship, so hopefully those guys go good. Yeah, no, it'll be a good year, running 2 series in that. What's everyone been doing outside of supercars racing? Well, I suppose you've been being a boss. Since you hung up the boots. So what have we been doing? We've literally gone racing. Oh, we've been fighting floods, actually. There's been a lot going on, hasn't there? Southeast Queensland water bomb, apparently, that went down through Sydney. So, and we literally chased it down there. So just everyone got flooded out, the whole lot. What are we going to do? And then we chased it down to Sydney. Yeah. And then it was bucketing down with rain the whole way. So we were quite lucky to get the trucks through. There was a bit of risk getting the trucks down south, but we end up going a little bit inland to sort that out. So no, we've been lucky. But apart from that, it's been all go. The expansion of, as I said, the expansion of down the road and the expansion of our racing program this year has been huge. So there hasn't been a dull moment. Everyone's flat out right from the start. So, and then once if it is going to calm down, it might come down mid-season, but then we'll start building Gen 3 cars.
Yeah, for next year.
Hopefully the car engine gets signed off very shortly, and then we start that roll of building. I think we're going to build at least 9 cars in the workshop at the end of the year. So it's going to be hectic.
It's going to be flat out.
We did that when Gen 2 started. Back in 2013, there were literally 6 or 7 cars all lined up in the workshop. It was crazy to see. One person would go through and do all the pedal boxes. The other person would, fit the front uprights and whatnot. And then we had this big system. So looking forward to that challenge come the end of the year.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And obviously SVG's been keeping himself busy, rallying now.
He's
GTing. He's doing it all, isn't he?
He's all over the place. So it's good. Like we don't want him to be too distracted away from supercars, but at the same time, the more driving and things you can do that's a plus as well. Yeah. So he's on the phone to me each week going, oh, can I race this? Can I do that? And oh, well, mate, that's the wrong brand, or that's a bit dangerous. But yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. So the more miles you can do, the better. I always encourage that, but. Making sure there's absolutely zero compromise to the Supercars Championship. Make sure you rock up, fit, healthy, ready to go, and making sure you're looking after your teammates.
Exactly, that's right. So I suppose we got anything funny happening at 888 next, but I got one for you. You're a bit of a kite surfer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Been swinging into that a little bit?
Well, unfortunately, I've been in the office, been bloody smashing the keyboard. A bit of a desk jockey these days, but no, any spare time I do have, once the wind's up, straight down the Gold Coast and throw the kite in the air and try to stay out of the power lines. Really, so it's a cracker of a sport. It really is. You should have a go if you haven't had a go. It's a cracker. So you got to fly this kite, and I actually had no respect for the wind, to be honest. Well, actually, before I started kiting, I'm like, I just hate windy days. Hate the wind. The wind's got no purpose in this world whatsoever. But now I'm starting around going, oh, the wind's up. We're on here, getting excited because it's blowing a gale. Yeah. So down the beach you go, put this kite up, and I had no respect for the wind, like, oh, whatever. But man, once you put a 10-metre kite in the air, it's got crazy power. Yeah. So your throttle is your handle. Pull the handle in, put your full throttle, and then to get off the gas, you've got to put the handle up. But of course, when you panic, it's like a motorbike. When you panic, what do?
Yeah,
you pull the handle in and brake, and then you just pull full gas on and off you go. So anyway, you can tell I'm a bit excited about it.
You might have to teach me one day.
Yeah, we'll go out on a nice calm day.
Yeah, not a windy day.
And off you go. So all you got to do is fly the kite. You get the kite bit sorted, and then the boarding. Boarding. We've all done wakeboarding and snowboarding and whatever. Yeah. But no, good thing. And just low emissions as well. You know, it's pretty good. You, mate. Once you get your kite, no carbon offset. Mate,
I'll be able to kite surf to work. So.
The world's getting greener the more you kite. You know, it's great. We stack all the time.
Well, you and Tom from Commercial have...
So Tom's decided. Tom's decided that he misses the beach, so he's going to get involved. You know, so he's gone out and brought all the gear. So and he's loose as hell, like he's all over the place. So anyway, I saw him. He's literally face planted. His board's 20 metres upstream, and the wind's pushing him that way. He's got no chance of getting his board. So I'm like, all right. Instead of Tom just going backwards and forwards for half an hour, I'll help him out. So I go down there, grab his board, I'm sort of coming in towards him. Anyway, Tom decides to take me out. And because his kite's 12 months newer than mine, he just chopped all my lines in half. So his lines, both our lines hit, new lines just chopped the old lines in half. So anyway, did the walk of shame down to the kite surfing place, and $600 later I had some new lines, and Tom brought me lunch.
He's a brand new.
He brought me lunch. He brought me $15. He brought me a burger.
Good fishing.
Because he felt bad for me. But anyway, it's great sport.
It's cool. Maybe something to try, hey? And with Quinny, QR, it's all happening, isn't it?
It is.
It's all happening.
It is. On a serious note, Quinny buying QR is probably the best thing that's happened in motorsport for a long time, because he's taken a place that's absolutely run down. They wouldn't spend more than $100 worth of diesel to mow the grass to making the facility back to a nice facility that not only the competitors can go to, but also the spectators as well. So first thing he did, like he always does, goes in and cleans the dunnies up. Yeah. So he literally flashed the dunnies up. They smell good. They look good. Happy days.
You feel safe going in
there.
Oh,
yeah. You don't feel like you're going to catch something when you sit on the toilet. So no, he's cleaned the bogs up, and he's actually fixed. He's doing the pit lane as well. So literally.
Yeah.
Had a heap of construction out there, tilt slab, garages. So it's going to be really nice. And the place looked immaculate when I was out there the other day. Mowed the grass, all the curbs are done, fixed up all the drainage as well. So once it rains, it generally just fills the circuit up. So he's fixed all the drainage up to get it out over the hill. So no, it's going to be really good, and I got no doubt we'll be back there because it's a great facility. It's the closest thing we have to a high-speed oval. You know, you can sit on the hill as long as you get your chair sorted. You know, making sure that your front legs are a bit longer than your back legs. Once you get your chair sorted, you can sit on the hill and just watch
the whole track, isn't it?
Watch the whole track and see everything that goes on.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I was out there for the Australian Superbikes round 2 they had there, and it's so cool just rocking up there and seeing so much happening because it's been so long since we've seen anything happening out there. But the biggest thing, every single person's coming up to me and saying, "How's Quinny? He was doing the bins this morning. He's cleaning the toilets. Like he's there every day." Working, making sure it's got to happen. And
that's common. Every good entrepreneur is on the tools at some stage. Now they're either sweeping the floor or getting in there, getting involved. The days of managing from the outside and just directing people, they're gone. You got to be in on the action. So, when I was out there, Quinny was out doing exactly that. Walking around, sorting out tradies, the whole lot. He had his new cup car there as well.
Yeah.
So I said, Quinny, mate, can you give me a few laps? So I went and did 10 laps in his cup car, which was great. So
that's awesome.
Happy days.
Awesome. And hopefully we get back to QR, but Adelaide as well. Looks like it's possibly back on the cards.
Well, the Labor government have basically promised it. If they get power, then we're doing the Adelaide 500 or whatever the length of the race we want to do. And boom, they won the election. Yeah. So we're knocking on the door going, you promised this, let's do it. So with Newcastle not being round 1, it's ultra important that we have another cracker, proper event, proper street track. So if we can't go to Newcastle, we definitely need to make Adelaide happen. So we'll be doing everything we can to help out there and make sure it's back on the calendar because it is the best event by a long shot. I think it's the only Hall of Famer that's not a person. The Adelaide 500 is a Hall of Famer, so which is deservedly so because it is a cracker. So track's good, event's good. So if we can get there at the end of the year, it'd be fantastic.
Pretty cool last round if we do get there.
Oh, it'd be huge,
and very hot.
And nice and warm. Yeah, nice and warm. We'll have the cool seats going for sure. It'll be survival of the fittest, 100%.
Exactly. No, it should be cool. It'll be good to get back there. I'm looking forward to it.
Happy days.
Well, mate, I think that's a wrap. That's our first quarter for 2022 done. Thanks for coming in and having a chat.
See you quarter 2, mate.
Exactly. See you then.
Make sure we have a race win.
Exactly. I will. A few more trophies.